Every person has a journey, a reason for being who they are. Have you ever looked at someone and wondered, who really is this person? How did they get here? What's their story? Well, that's why this podcast was created, to listen to other people's life stories. Welcome to the My Story podcast. I'm your host, Ari. Welcome back to another episode of the My Story podcast. Thank you for joining in once again. Today, I obviously have another story, another guest, but first, I want to thank you all for listening, tuning in, and learning each week about new stories. Today, I have with me someone that I have hanged out with, but I don't really know, which is odd because you usually hang out with people you know, but we just like swamped together. I don't know. So I'm interested in learning her story. Today, I have with me Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
You seem so nervous. Don't be nervous.
I'm a little nervous.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know.
I think it's sometimes when someone asks you to tell your story, you're like,
Yeah.
what am I going to say?
Yeah, because I'm not very interesting. I'm not going to lie.
See, a lot of people say they're not interesting, but everyone has a story to tell.
Yeah.
Which is the whole point of this.
Yeah.
And you'll see you have a story too.
Okay.
Interesting or not, you have a story. It's your life. So
Okay.
let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
In the beginning of time. No, sure.
Oh my God.
Okay. What's your full name? Do you have a story to your last name?
A little bit. My full name is Sarah Catherine Lerch, which Catherine is my dad's mom's. So it's her first name, and my other grandma, it's actually her middle name. So both grandmas have a same, yeah. It's
Both grandmas have the same last name?
No, both grandmas, it's a little confusing. My grandma on my dad's, I'm going to start over.
Yeah, you're good.
It's a little confusing. It's my dad's mom, her first name is Catherine, and then my mom's mom, her middle name is Catherine.
Okay.
Yeah, but then my middle name's Catherine. So my middle name does mean something.
Well, yeah, because when I have a couple people that share their, like, in their name, a lot of relatives.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, I always find that beautiful because as I keep saying every single episode, names have a lot of history.
Yeah.
And in your case, you're carrying a lot of relatives within your name.
Yeah. Yeah, my first name, actually, honestly, I don't know if I want this included. I don't know how true it is. I don't know the exact relative, but nobody was named Sarah in the family because I had a relative named Sarah. And way back when, apparently there was a movie where there was a girl named Sarah, and the girl was like bad in the movie, so nobody wanted her. Whoever this relative was, didn't want anybody named Sarah. But my mom loved the name Sarah, so.
Bad in the movie as in a bad actor or
No,
a bad
like
character?
Bad character.
Oh.
Yeah. I
figured, but I just wanted to make the question just in case.
Yeah, just in case. I don't remember what relative, so I'm not sure. But yeah, my last name though, it's German.
Okay.
So I find this interesting. My dad's parents, they actually are immigrants from Germany. So they didn't know any English when they came over here in the 50s.
Wow.
There's a story behind that too. So my grandma, called her Oma because that's grandma in German.
Okay.
She's originally Hungarian, but she got kicked out of Hungary during World War II.
Oh.
She was really young. And her family got moved to Germany. I think they got kicked out by the Russians because they thought that their last name, Tisberger, was of German descent. So they kicked him out of Hungary and moved him to Germany.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what's the story like? How did they get from Germany to here? Do you know that story?
So I think it was just opportunity because I think in the 50s that was kind of a big thing, like especially during World War II. And it was my Oma, her family moved over here first. It was her mom, her grandma, her brother. They all moved over here And she actually, her mother died not too long after they moved over here. So she was like 16, 18. She had to plan her whole mother's like funeral, everything, and she barely knew any English.
Wow.
Like it took them forever to pay off of like this funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah. They I think her grandmother also passed away like after her mom, so it was just her and her brother pretty much.
Yeah.
And she met her husband, so my Opa, which is grandpa in German, met him in Germany before they moved over here. Her family moved over here, and they wrote letters back and forth. So from America to Germany.
Wow.
And we actually have all those letters.
Really?
We do.
That's so cool. It's so cool.
I have a few pictures like on my phone. There was one, it was a picture of her. And
Can we share them here?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Send them to me. I'm going to pop them up here.
Yeah, I have one. I'll see if I can find the letters. You can put this in if you want. She passed away last November.
Oh.
My Opa, he passed away like 10 years ago. So I was in like first grade. I knew him. But my Oma, she passed away last November, which
I'm so sorry.
That was like first time moving away from home, and then all of that was going on at home. Horrible.
I'm so sorry for that.
It was, and then while that was happening, we had to like clean out her house, and that's how they kept everything. Like we found hardware receipts from the 50s.
What?
That they kept in like a box. We actually found the receipt from when my dad was born. Yeah.
The receipt?
The receipt.
What do you mean?
Like from the hospital.
The birth certificate?
No, it's like a receipt, like how much they had to pay the hospital for when he's born. Yeah, like literally.
The receipt for your dad was born. I'm like, what do you mean the receipt for when he was born? Okay.
We found so much stuff. It was like, why did they keep that? Why? But it's just, we think it's just like they came from nothing. Like they really worked their way, like in America, worked their way up. I kind of got ahead of myself. Look, so they sent letters back and forth, my Oma and Opa, and then eventually he moved over here to be with her. And then they got married. My dad was born, and then he had a brother. So they had 2 kids.
That is so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's a sweet story.
It's a really good story.
Yeah.
See, you do have a cool story.
Yeah.
It's technically yours too, because without that, who knows where you would be, you know?
Honestly. Yeah, and it's, even I've talked to my dad, like growing up, when he was like a little kid, he said it was different than other kids in the neighborhood because his family, like they were immigrants. Like they knew English by the time he was born, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you, like, besides grandma, grandpa, have you learned more German words, or do you take an interest in learning German?
I haven't taken an interest, but I know I don't know a whole lot, honestly, because whenever I was younger, Oma and Opa, they would talk in German, but I was way too young to like pick up on it.
Okay.
My dad knows a little. Like he could probably translate some if somebody were to be speaking German to him, but his is very broken up as well.
Okay, so you haven't like put into that. Would you like to eventually just like learn something?
Yeah, honestly, especially with all the letters they wrote back and forth, they are all in German. So
that's great practice right there.
Exactly. Yeah. We found a ton of old photo albums that she made, like scrapbooks.
Oh.
A lot of pictures my dad never saw until like last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That, like, this is a comment. That must have been like nice to like.
Yeah. It was, because
for the process you guys were going through.
It was an interesting time because my dad was so involved with her. He was like her main caretaker when she was like getting older, and it was just so much. Especially like when she finally passed, my dad was like, It was just like
Wow.
bittersweet because it's she was suffering, like she was struggling, but then it's like,
Yeah. No, I get that.
yeah.
But it's nice that you guys at least had that time to still live through
Yeah.
her story, which
Yeah.
is amazing.
She did like in the latter years of her life, like when like a few years ago, she was just telling my dad stories, like things he never knew. Like when they were getting moved around, like during World War II, they were on like a train car eating potatoes. Like that they like
Okay.
that's how they were getting shipped back and forth. Like
Wow.
well, not back and forth, but that's how they were getting shipped to there.
That's a lot
Crazy
of
story.
Yeah, that's a lot of story right
Yeah.
there. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Okay, but getting a little bit into who you are specifically. What's your major? What do you do? Why did you get into that major?
I'm a mass comm journalism major. Really, I had no idea what I wanted to do up until I was trying to decide where I was going to go to finish my degree, because I went to community college. I went to Jefferson College. Shout out Jefferson College. My mom also works there.
Shout out.
But I graduated from there with my Associate of Arts degree, and then I transferred here last year. So now I'm in my senior year, and I'm going to graduate with my journalism degree.
Hey.
But yeah, I never knew what I wanted to do. And then people just told me that I was good. They were like, Sarah, you're pretty good at writing, honestly. And I was like, oh, so here I am.
Here you are.
Yeah.
So journalism was never in your...
No. I honestly thought I wanted to do computer science, like computer, like coding.
Okay.
Because in high school, we did a little bit of, it's called HTML. I liked it, and then I took a class at Jeffco with just coding in general, and I hated it. I hated it. I
hated it.
My boyfriend is a computer science major, and he helped me through that class. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's at least you found out on time before like committing to a full,
Yeah, I agree.
like a bunch of classes at the same time.
That would have sucked. But yeah, I got it. At Jeffco, I got all my gen eds out of the way. Graduated with Associate of Arts, which is just like in general. I graduated, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's so cool.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do after you graduate? Still...
It's really a toss-up, honestly. I really enjoy, like, writing about pop culture things, because I'm a big, like, just music. I'm going to say, like, I love all music, but, like, the music I do like, I really like. And I like to take an interest in it. And pop culture, I just find that fun to write about. Versus than just writing, like, a news article. Like, that's how I look at it, honestly.
Okay. So just, like, something within that area, like pop culture writing. Maybe PR?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm open to anything, honestly.
Cool.
Open to anything.
So you've said a lot about interesting stories, and we now learn about your education, but getting this particular question I always ask, what are some hardships you have gone through that have shaped you as a human being?
Anxiety. Anxiety.
Go a little deep on that.
In high school, it was really like middle school and high school. I don't know what it was, but just anything that was out of the ordinary, like let's say like the school was having an event, or like band, like I was in band, like for like from 6th grade up until my junior year. But or there'd be like a band event, I would just get so nervous for honestly no reason. I'd have nothing to be like scared about. Like we would practice, and there were some points where I would literally throw up because I was so nervous, and then I'd have to leave.
Oh wow.
But
how did you learn how to process anxiety?
It's
because each person has its own like process.
It was kind of I did go to therapy for a while because it was getting to the point where it was unmanageable. It was like, I don't understand why this is happening. And then I went to therapy, and that helped a lot. And then also just kind of working through, like, I was also like growing up too. Like things were becoming different. Like going in, like getting higher up, like in high school, it was just different. So I think that was making me nervous. So I really just found ways to distract myself from it. Because even now, especially being a senior in college, horrifying. I'm scared. So I just kind of try to find ways to distract myself, doing things I like, hanging out with people I like. I'm not like avoiding the anxiety, but it's kind of a way to cope with it.
Okay.
Because really the anxiety isn't like deep rooted. It's just kind of like in general. So I can just distract myself and not overthink. Really overthinking is my big problem.
So how do you manage that when you have like big projects you have to work through or big projects you have to do? How do you specifically, like, what do you do? Because a lot of people suffer, especially students, from anxiety, and that really activates when their big projects due and a lot of points are involved and all that stuff.
I really just kind of put my head down and I really just work through it. Like, let's say, like, especially in my media management class, we just had a lot of projects, and I had never been faced with that before. And really, I would just do my part. I would work hard. If something like as something went wrong, I would try my best to fix it. I really would just focus and not try to get. I really would try to not look at the big picture and really just focus on what needs to get done and do it, and then I can look back and say, I did it. It's done.
It's done. That's really good because I've gone through anxiety as well, and I have had to, because it was so bad, I have had to get to the point where I just see something happen, and it's like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's solve what I can, and what cannot is not going to be the end of the world. And you'll just face it, like, just move on. Yeah. And it's hard to get to that point.
It is.
It's really hard. So have you had, like, people you can rely on? Because I've have people in the podcast who have shared, like, they've had deep panic attacks or anxiety attacks, and they have had core people to help them.
It's really, I really don't have, like, a huge, like, really close friend circle. Like, for a while, it was legitimately me, my boyfriend, and one of my friends. And then I had a friend, like, who wasn't in that group, but I still hung out with. So I didn't have, like, a huge group, but really, I tried not to lean on them for... they're just generally very supportive, especially my boyfriend, especially my one friend. I'm tearing up. I'm sorry.
No, that's good, because even though you obviously... you don't want to rely on them 100% because you also have that sense of self to, like, I got this.
Yeah.
But it's also nice to know you have people when you say, you know what, today I don't really have this, and I just need a hand to hold or someone to listen to me, or you know.
Yeah, my family also. I'm an only child, so my parents, I'm obviously close with them, so they're also very supportive. They were they were very supportive with, me coming to SEMO, and I mean, it's only an hour and 20 minutes from home, so obviously they were thankful for that, but yeah.
It's great that you have a good community of people that support you and are there for you in general, because a lot of people sadly don't have that.
Yeah.
But I really hope everyone does get at least one person, two people that they can just count on and just be there.
I agree. Yeah, when I moved here last year, I was I felt so, like, isolated. Like, I felt not out of place, but I was just so isolated. I was too nervous to, like, make friends and talk to people. And then this year, I guess because, like, I've been here. Last year I worked with the Arrow. I knew some of the staff members because I had to work with them. And now this year I have a bunch of friends generally that I did not have last year, which is really nice. And even if I don't, like, lean on those people, like, oh my God, I'm struggling today, even just them knowing that they're there, like going to class, having small talk with people helps so much.
Yeah. Okay, this is a fun fact. Before we have a class together, and sometimes before and after class, we have this little office we go to because one of our friends worked there, and to me, it's turned kind of therapeutic.
Yeah.
To like decompress and just distract your brain.
Yeah.
From something that may be happening in your day, and just it's become therapeutic. I may say that.
Honestly, yeah. I just like hanging out. Honestly, it's so nice. Like I have a room by myself this year, which I am thankful for. I love it. But it is nice. I just like hanging out with people. Really, I don't know how extroverted I am, but I like
sometimes
going out.
introverts we like to get adopted, even if we will not say it or act like we don't like it.
Yeah,
we appreciate
honestly.
being adopted.
I think I'm extroverted. I feel like I'm like an introverted extrovert because I love talking to people, but I can only like have. I don't like.
Not the other way around, like an extroverted introvert. Does that even exist?
I don't know, because I like staying at home and like just relaxing, but I only like that when somebody's with me. I don't like just sitting by myself like watching TV. I like having somebody with me.
I think that's extrovert. I think.
Okay.
I don't know. We might have to look this up.
Fact check.
Yeah, do not quote us on any of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that because I'm actually sometimes both. I can be so extroverted and so introverted.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's, anyways.
Yeah. I get
a little sidetracked there, but it's fine. So, closing up the episode, and we've talked about family, anxiety, a bunch of stuff, and within our timestamp.
Yeah.
What is some advice you can give someone? Like, in general, like maybe going through anxiety, maybe missing a family member, maybe going through long distance things.
I would say overthinking is my big issue. Like, especially again being a senior and like I'm about to be out in the real world. That it's really scary, but really focusing on stuff that's happening now, like really appreciating the time that you have, like especially here, like with like the Arrow. I have a group of people who are so creative and so talented. Being able to work with them, I'm so thankful. Like bouncing ideas off of people. It's just definitely try not to focus on things that are out of your control. Like you mentioned earlier, honestly.
Yeah.
Just I'd say try not to focus on things that are out of your control. Try not to. I'm getting jumbled here.
You're good. Take your time.
Try not to overthink. I know that sounds like cliche, like don't overthink. Don't overthink it. It really is. It really. I don't know. I'm
you just have no. You're doing great because people sometimes take something, and my mom says like don't color it. And some things you have to look at black and white.
Yeah.
Because if you start coloring it and go into specifics, you'll get into your own head.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous sometimes for a lot of people. So what you're saying is completely true. Like if you're going through something that you're trying to overthink, catch yourself.
Yeah. It's really difficult, but you really, and again, I know like distractions, you don't want to ignore the problem, but distractions really help, especially with overthinking, because you could be like overthinking about something that is so ridiculous. I am a victim of that. Like overthinking about something that's so outlandish, so ridiculous, and then I'll just be so in my head, and then I'll just start doing anything. Like I'll literally get on my phone. I'll call a friend, call anybody, call my boyfriend, anybody, and then it's like, oh wait, what was
It's nothing.
Yeah, it's
or
literally
even
nothing.
sleeping on it helps.
Literally, I wake up and I'm like, what? What was I doing? Exactly. That's.
It's funny that you mentioned that because the other day I was at a friend's apartment and we were gonna watch a movie, and I needed to use the bathroom real quick and stuff. So I went out of the room, and I started thinking about stuff that's going on in my life, and I started to overthink.
Yeah.
And then I step out and walk in, walk into the living room, and I was so in my head. And when I look up, my friend had the cat. They had a cat, and she had a cat, and she was like dancing around just with the cat. And that's exactly what I needed to just like snap out of it. I looked at her. I just started laughing.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that. That actually really helps.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I reminded myself of that story. It's really funny. She will be watching this episode, so she knows
And
who
I
she
know
is.
who you're talking about.
It was really funny.
Yeah.
Because it was like golden retriever vibes when like with the cat just like dancing. Oh, it was hilarious. That lives rent free in my head.
Yeah.
Since that day. It's crazy. But anyways, thank you so much for sharing your story. We met a couple months, but I've seen you grow. I've seen you develop, and you're an amazing human being. Thank you so much for being here and telling your story. And now I feel like I know you a little bit better.
Thank you. I also love your podcast. I do watch most of the episodes.
Thank
honestly.
you. That means a lot. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, see you guys next time.